All right, my number 7. It is The Color Out of Space,
Hell
starring the one and only Nicolas Cage, the Tiger King himself. It is based on the Lovecraft story by the same name, Color Out of Space. It is the reemergence, I guess you will say, I don't know, of Richard Stanley. I know you're a big fan of. You've seen his early movies. I have not. I have not seen. Is it hardcore?
All two of them. Yeah, it's like hard. One of them's
yeah.
hardcore, and one of them is Dust Devil, and they're both. They showed a lot of potential, and then the story goes that Island of Dr. Moreau just totally ruined his career.
Okay, so real quick, the story is he's kind of this, at the time, this is early 90s, right? Mm-hmm. He's kind of a young and up and coming director. He's from South Africa. He does these 2 little movies. They probably were like stylish and weird and kooky enough that like someone in Hollywood was like, "Ooh, shit, get this guy involved." He gets hired to direct The Island of Dr. Moreau, the one that came out like the mid 90s, right? Mm-hmm. And he had some insane fallout with Marlon Brando, and then basically was fired because he couldn't get along with Brandau's demands or something, right?
It wasn't so much Brando. Brando was actually kind of in his corner, but the guy that sounds like a real piece of shit was Val Kilmer. There's this documentary. I can't remember the exact title, but it's like The Curse of Richard Stanley, something. But yeah, like it goes even deeper than that, because the movie was like, it was one of those movies where they filmed it in, it was like Australia or New Zealand or someplace far away and exotic, but it got hit by typhoons, so like they had to rebuild the set twice, and then people kept on dropping out, so it was supposed to be a 3-month shoot, but it ended up being like a 12-month shoot, and like all of your extras were like, they're supposed to be like monstrous freaks in animal costumes, so you had to keep all those people in hotels for like months and months and months. And they fired so they fired Richard Stanley, and Richard Stanley was practicing witchcraft or something like that at that point, so he put a curse on the production, and then they bought him a ticket to fly home, and he never took it, and he actually snuck into the set wearing a dog mask as an extra, and he spied on the production, and so he was like freaking them out. They thought he was gonna like burn down the set, because the rumors were starting to circulate like, oh my god, the old director is still among us, and it's all this other crazy shit. It's just like it's one of those things where the documentary on it is like far more interesting than probably the final product ever would have been.
I kind of find that way with like, is it Heart of Darkness, or what is
Hearts of Darkness,
the Ford Coppola one?
Yeah,
that one, that's great.
Yeah, that's like one of the best documentaries ever, and this is kind of has little echoes of that, because it's one of those things where like you have a bunch of people on a production like way far away from civilization, and then like people start to go
tropical
all primal.
Bugs.
Yeah. It's just like, it's very Lord of the Flies or something.
Nice. Well, yeah, this is, kind of his first movie in a couple of years, right? And, it's basically about a family that definitely kind of like an upper class family from, I think, New York. Mm-hmm. And they kind of moved to, I don't know if it's Catskills or something. They kind of moved to the country. They're raising like alpacas or something on like a little bit of a farm ranch type thing. The mom is still working with like finance clients over Skype and whatever. So Nicolas Cage is just kind of like a family man kind of style, you know what I mean? He's overacting a little bit, but a weird, mysterious rock meteorite, what have you, kind of crashes, on their property, and it just starts affecting everything. The family. The family starts changing and becoming irritable and kind of crazy. The animals start acting weird, it has some of the freakiest body horror elements of stuff as things start.
There's some
like
images.
The Thing style, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Believe me, if you never thought about alpacas and how creepy they can be, you will. And also, this is a H.P. Lovecraft story, right? So it's all deep into that flavor of just kind of grossness, but yeah, I mean, talk about a match made in heaven. Like, I feel like Nicolas Cage is just like right at home in this material, right? Like,
Yeah, it's not quite as it's not Mandy levels of an Unhinged, but it's perfect for him because he has to play at times a reasonable, normal person. That's how he is in the beginning before things start to unravel, and then there's kind of a gradual escalation of him being incredibly emotional and loud and screaming and things like that. So it's perfect for him because. Give me like an 8.
Yeah.
Give me like an 8 out of 10, and he's good.
He can't go full Mandy all the time. I feel like he'll burn himself out.
He's gonna hurt himself.
Also, I feel like it's it's a little bit more compelling when you don't cast Nicolas Cage these days unless you're having him do something crazy. So it would be nice if the craziness is some sort of factor of the plot. Like it actually is supposed to be there instead of just Nicolas Cage, you just let Nicolas Cage ad-lib some crazy bullshit, like for instance, Mandy was it was a great movie and I understood why they had him kind of go crazy, but the selling point of that movie was, here's 45 minutes of Nicolas Cage going crazy.
The bathroom scene all, but basically the color out of space, it's purple. It's like magenta. That's not really a spoiler, but I think they were talking about how Lovecraft, it was trying to describe a color that doesn't exist in the spectrum. Basically, it's just purple. It's basically
but
it's magenta.
Purple is that flavor of purple. I feel like is used. If you're going for something cosmic or astral or whatever, that's what are you gonna do, figure out another color on the spectrum or whatever?
Well, there you go. We're not out here inventing colors, and we wouldn't ask Richard Stanley to have to do that, but it's great. The actress in it is she actually, I didn't think of this, I didn't know if this was a connection, but I think it's Madeleine Arthur. She plays Lavinia.
Oh yeah,
Lavinia, and she's a practicing Wiccan in the movie.
Oh yeah.
So
that's totally.
I don't know if that was part. That's totally a Richard Stanley.
I feel like
injection.
Yeah, that was
it's not part of the original source material.
Didn't it feel kind of random otherwise? It felt like we already got this weird shit. But I could be.
That was a 3 on the scale of what the fuck was that that you're gonna run
all
into.
All the other crazy shit made me quickly forget about that.
Having your teenage daughter being into witchcraft is one of the least shocking, weird things in that film. Go check it out.
Yeah.